housing affordability crisis has worsened during COVID. Lack of affordable housing affects everyone, but it affects the most vulnerable the hardest, increasing homelessness in tent cities. Many people experiencing homelessness are also facing mental health and addictions challenges. They need investments in supportive housing that include wraparound mental health and addiction services. The federal government is supporting housing projects, but we need the province to step up with the funding for mental health supports. Speaker, it seems like the affordable housing chapter of the budget was forgotten at the printer. So since supportive housing is essential to ending homelessness and a vital part of any mental health and addiction strategy, will the Premier commit today to provide immediate funding for supportive housing?
The response, the member for Milton and Parliamentary Assistant.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our government believes everyone deserves a place to call home, and supportive housing is a key to helping address homelessness, Mr. Speaker. That's why we are investing over $2.2 billion in supportive housing every year. In 2021 alone, our government has allocated just the City of Toronto, Mr. Speaker, with $489 million in various housing and homelessness funding. However, under the National Housing Strategy, Ontario currently receives 33% of available funding, despite having 44% of the Canadian households in core housing needs, representing a funding shortfall of $490 million. We will continue to work with all levels of government to create and sustain much-needed affordable housing units, but Ontario needs its fair share of the National Housing Strategy funding. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. That concludes our time for question period this morning. Pursuant to Standing Order 36A,